NBL players and fans have thrown their support behind Melbourne United's Humphries after the basketballer came out as gay in an emotional sit-down with his team.
I was very much struggling with my sexuality and coming to terms with the fact that I'm gay. I decided that if I'm going to join a team, that I'm going to come out publicly and just make sure people know, that you can live and you don't have to hide just because you're an athlete.
Would you please welcome Humphries? Thanks for joining us. Massive week for you, I imagine. How's it been?
Yeah, big week. Look, it's been unbelievable, I must admit. 25 years of hiding. I finally got to just let all of my secrets go and all of my hiding go, and it was an incredible weight off my shoulders that I never expected to happen. But it's been unbelievable. And then we had 2 games that weekend, so I had to go straight into work mode. But look, everything altogether has been so overwhelmingly positive, and I'm just grateful that I can just live now. I said in the video, I just want to live and make sure other people know that they can live, and they don't have to hide who they are just because of who they are, basically.
You're playing those next 2 games. Did you feel different? Did you feel lighter, or was there a
I got my first dunk, so quite literally a weight off my shoulders. But I felt like a film was gone. Like I didn't have to filter anything, and I didn't have to try hard to make sure people weren't thinking that, or because it truly consumes you every minute. You're always doing things like, do I look gay doing that? Like, are people thinking this? Are they, So I just didn't have to care about that anymore, and I played my first game was against my old team, so that was a beautiful moment for me to go back to some of my brothers and my people I really love, and then the next game they wore rainbow shirts for me as out of respect and as sort of a really nice thing to do. So I immediately felt comfortable. And just finally, who I am, and I was just in my own skin for the first time.
Do you wish you'd been able to do it sooner, or is it the sort of thing that you didn't feel like you could until that moment because you were on your own journey at that point?
And that's the thing, like you do go through your own journey, and everyone's timeline is so different. And I'm a big believer that I needed to go through that process in order for me to get to a point where I could do this publicly. I don't have the luxury of a professional athlete to do this quietly. Because then the fear becomes, what if it leaks? What if it... So, in order to live my true self, I had to do this publicly. And the second part of that is I get to help so many people doing this. And to your question, like I needed to go through my hurt and my difficult times so I could understand how it felt to represent a community that goes through all of this.
So go back to the morning you decided you're going to tell your teammates. It was a very emotional piece that we saw there. You talked about how at your lowest point you'd even contemplated taking your life. How nervous were you that day when you made those comments? Yeah,
that was an extremely tough morning for me. I had built that up for so long in my head.
Did you sleep the night before?
I try my best. I'm not a great sleeper at the best of times, but that one was a tough night and a tough morning. But I got to work, I got to training, and it was as is, I guess. And no one had any idea that I was about to sit in front of them and tell them all of this, and except a few people in the room. And then when I got there and everyone started filtering in, it was just like, wow, this is about to happen, and my life officially is going to change now, and in a very good way. But it was very, very overwhelming, and like I said in the video, it was absolutely one of the hardest conversations I've ever had in my life. Something I never thought I would do ever, and to be actually there in person doing that, it was wild. I think my body was just numb. I blacked out the whole time. Lucky there's a video, so...
Well, it's been viewed over 5 million times, I think, in 24 hours, so you can add to that number and watch it again.
Yeah.
We are running out of time, but I can't let you go without discussing that you're not just he's a very accomplished basketball player, but you're a musician and you're a really good singer.
Amazing
And I've heard a
voice.
rumour that you've done vocal lessons with the same teacher as Selena Gomez and Jennifer Lopez. Is this true, and how did that happen?
Yeah, look, Stevie is his name, and he's it's kind of beyond vocal lessons at this point. You know, he's one of my best friends. He's one of my closest friends, and you know, to what we're talking about right now, he was the first person in my whole life that showed me that being gay was okay and positive. And it was so much bigger than just music for me, obviously, but that's how we connected in the first place. And yeah, he works with some incredible people, and he has allowed me to meet those incredible people and have interactions and develop friendships with those incredible people.
You could be the first person who sings the anthem before the game and then dunks.
You know what? Every single team I've played on has asked me to do that. And it's game mode, so I'm not going to do that.
I like that singing the anthem was easier than the dunking bit. That seems bizarre. Yeah. Hey, we had better go, but thank you so much for dropping by.
Yeah.
Thank you.